What's up? I've been thinking about how I'm going to make this video. At first I was going to come at it very angry, judgmental, but I just decided I'm just going to talk. I'm going to be very brief because people are going to do what they want to do. And the only thing that you can control is you and your household. So, regarding what's going on back in America, I also wanted to wait because every day is something different. Every day is some other madness, is some other craziness. I just don't understand my fellow Black Americans, my fellow African Americans, and how it seems like, in general, this is not inclusive, this does not mean everybody, so please do not wear your feelings on your sleeves, but it just seems like people just do not give a damn about what's going on. I've noticed in my many trips around the sun that we are very reactive people, and there's very little proactivity. There are options, there are things that we could be doing, but we're very reactive. I'm unsettled by when I see people on social media just like acting like nothing's happening. You log on to TikTok and you see people just doing their battles and their birthday parties and things like that. You go on Facebook, you see people posting jokes and this Kendrick Lamar halftime show and Beyonce's concert ticket prices that just dominates the timeline. You go on IG, you just see, social media celebrities and who's fighting who and who's got a baby by who and all this kind of stuff. And I know life needs to go on. You need to keep on living. But we also need to take that same energy and be proactive instead of being reactive. A lot of people did not believe that the things that are happening were going to happen. Maya Angelou said it best: when people show you who they are, believe it. Believe them. And he showed us back in his first term. He's on roids this term. I mean, it's just it is simply ridiculous. But I just want, and I'm speaking to African Americans specifically because I am one, and we've had similar lived experiences. There are movements that are coming out, boycott this, boycott that. We can't get together on that. I've heard about at least 4 different ones. It would be best to focus in on one and let's all concentrate together. But I've seen where people are saying, oh no, I've got to go to Walmart because they got a sale on this. Oh, I'm not traveling way across town and burning up my gas. It's not about that. It's about the principle. It's about making a statement. There are 2 sites that I'll include in the description below where people have worked tirelessly to compile a list of Black-owned businesses. When I come back to the States for Mother's Day in May, I'm already mapping out those businesses that I will support. I'm only spending my money with these businesses when I come home. Last time I went home in November for Thanksgiving, I was not prepared. And I spent money in places I did not want to spend money. And I actually paid for it because getting some food from some places made me sick when I should have been catering people that look like me. It may cost a little more, it may cost a little bit, it may require a little bit more effort, but for me, it's the principle. You say you want to do stuff, put it into action. And me, with my few little dollars that I receive in pension, here in South Africa, I put rands in Black hands. And I want to do the same thing when I come home to America. I mean, it is what it is. We are where we are. I'm glad to see in the past 24 hours people are fighting back. People are realizing the mistakes they made, and instead of pointing their fingers, we need to come together against this evil, because America is going to be isolated. I hate this unnecessary rift that's going on between South Africa and America. I'm like, of all places, you're going to pick the place that I went to. But I'm so glad that the South Africans, the people from other countries, realize it's not all Americans. It's not us that did this. It's a certain population of people that have been that way since the beginning of since the establishment of the country. That's my opinion, and I'm standing on that. And it's not everyone. Like I said, my statements are not all inclusive. I know people of European descent that are awesome. I grew up in a community where several times in the classroom I was the only African American student. And the majority of the other students treated me like it wasn't about my race. There were some, yes, that were pointed out, and with the terms, I don't see color, go back to Africa, I did. And thanks for that, because I've never been happier. But, so my lived experiences, I know I can speak on behalf of mine. And I know there are other people that have had other experiences, and I respect that. But I stand on where I stand with how I feel about, in general, why America's in the position that it's in. But I'm glad to know that people in other countries know that it was not a unanimous decision to put that man back in the White House. They see the resistance that we're, building. And I just hope that African Americans can come together. I really haven't seen it. I really have not seen it, just across the board. There are some African Americans that, just despise Africa, that voted for this person, that even as of today, they're still standing 10 toes down behind this person and everything that's going on. And I don't know, I tried to disconnect myself when I came here, but I still have family there. My mom's there, my brother and sister, niece, nephews, cousins, aunt, uncle. I still have family there, so I'm still concerned, because they're going to be impacted by things like Medicare, Medicaid, by Social Security, which I was looking forward to in a couple of years, I just don't get this education thing. I mean, I was over 30 years in education, and I know the importance of having that funding. I don't know what schools are going to do. I am fearful of what's going to happen to those babies without that funding. It's just unimaginable. I don't know how students will be expected to learn without those supports, without those distinctions. The respect for people, the respect and acknowledgement of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The loss of this is going to just destroy the country, because we are a diverse country. It used to be called the melting pot. I don't know what it is now. Did that sip of coffee make you have to go to the bathroom? Coffee is considered a diuretic. Did me sipping my coffee make you have to go to the bathroom? The Fitbit that I wear and count my steps every day, does it help you lose weight?
Speaking of my Fitbit, I really have to give myself a shout out for being consistent on my fitness goals this week. I can't lift weights until I see my doctor again in June to check my creatine levels, but I can do cardio. So even in the rain, the cold, I got out there and I did it.
So why is it that what happens in my house and how I live my life impact you, that certain population of people, to the point that you want to change laws and take away my freedoms and my rights to be who I am and to live my life the way that I want to live my life? I like the I like the progressiveness of some countries when it comes to restrooms and this whole trans rest, men and women's restrooms and things like that. I mean, this is just, oh my God, this is what we're focused on. In many facilities and organizations, they were handling it the way that a lot of progressive countries handle it, by just creating restrooms. I mean, you don't go into the restroom and strip naked. You go into a stall and you handle your business, and it's private. So a lot of companies have created just restrooms, just general restrooms. You go to a doctor's office, there's just a restroom if you need to use the restroom. It's not a male, it's not a female. You go in there and handle your business. That's what a lot of schools, a lot of organizations were going to. They were transforming those restrooms to just general restrooms. You go into a restroom, no matter what your gender, and handle your business. But there's so much focus on, I don't know, the way a person identifies, and how can you tell them that they're wrong? Basically, the majority wants everyone to be just like them, and if they're not, you should bow down to them. Black folk, we gotta wake up. We have got to wake up. Rights are being stripped left and right. And then we say, oh, be resilient, take it to the Lord in prayer, the Lord's gonna take care of us. How long was slavery? And then we focus in on the wrong things. A lot of people are mad at Obama because they say he didn't do anything for black people. He wasn't the black people president. He was the president for all people, and he was trying to do things for all people. But the haters on the other side blocked a lot of things that he was trying to do. Just like they're supporting this foolishness that this fool is doing. And the puppet master, oh my God, don't let me get started on the richest man in the world. Do y'all not see this man like glitching out when he speaks? I mean, and people are just, I don't know. The people that stand 10 toes down, those are the serious people. I can't really say the word on. Those are the people that have an issue with anybody that does not look like them and act like them and live their lives like them. And it's sad because it's always been there. In my opinion, it's always been there. Even though the minority groups of people have been making progress, have been progressing over the years, all that's being stripped away in less than a month. Just give people an equal opportunity to live their best life. And then stop projecting this fake narrative about America. There are so many people here that want to go to America because they think that's a land of opportunity and things like that, only because of the image that is portrayed. Just like the image that is portrayed of Africa and other countries to Americans is completely wrong. Completely wrong. And these people are, have been convinced that, these other countries, African countries, are, a certain way, and you've never been here. I mean, imagine talking about how hot Arizona is and you've never been to Arizona, or how cold it is in Canada and you've never been there. I can speak on both of those because I've been in Arizona in August. I've been close to Canada. I've been in Canada, I crossed the border, but it was not winter. But I've been in Chicago during the polar vortex of 2012. I lived there, so I know how cold it can get. I know how hot it can get. I know what it's like living in South Africa. I know what it's like interacting with Africans. I can speak on that. And like I said, no group is 100%. No group of people think the same. There are some Africans that do not want me here, that do not want Americans here, do not want black Americans here. Every now and then, I said maybe 1 out of 20 encounters, someone reminds me that my people come from West Africa. And what am I doing in South Africa? Or what am I doing in Africa, period? You know, you got a good life in America. America has the most powerful passport. Nope. We're like number 9. We dropped last year from number 8 to number 9 because a lot of countries are cutting us out. And it's going to probably drop again because as of April 1st, Namibia is going to require a visa for Americans. Namibia is, I like what they're doing. They are requiring a passport for any foreign nationals that require a passport for them to visit their country. And that's not, there are a lot of countries here and a lot of countries that allow Americans to come visa free for like 30 to 90 days. But they are required to have a visa to come to the United States. But some people are waking up to that, like, why do we need a visa to come to you, but we will let you come visa free? Nah, that ends. So I've been trying to get to Namibia before April 1st, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Still gonna go though. But African Americans need to do some studies on these different countries. There are 54 countries over here and such different rules. Like people are talking about the LGBTQ law that was recently passed, and anti-LGBTQ law that was passed in Ghana. And right north of Ghana, you have Burkina Faso, where they have a leader that is 36 years old. I really admire what this man is doing. LGBTQ rights are progressing there. It's no longer illegal to be gay there. Their leader is not president. He's like a general, like high-ranking official in the army. But I don't know the whole story about how he came into power. So I'm not going to speak on that. But I do know that since he's in power, oh my God, the great things that he's done to that. I've never really heard of Burkina Faso, but I want to go visit. And they're offering citizenship, so if he's 36 years old, he's building 55 hospitals all over the country. He put France out. I think he put the U.S. out too, the military. They're renaming streets from French names, which was their colonizers. They're renaming them to heroes Burkina Faso, heroes from Burkina Faso. There was one other thing, that's why I'm stalling, because I can't remember what the big one was that just happened. And then you have Botswana, they have a new young president. Yeah, there are several presidents that are corrupt over here. We have the chief corrupt president right now in America, but there are presidents over here that are corrupt. They're, so it's not the people, it's, the leadership and the structures that they have. The president of Cameroon has been there he's like 90 something. He's been there he's been president for 40 years, 40 plus years, and has no intentions of stepping down. But my whole thing is, African Americans, we need to do some studying and read up on the different African countries. There may be some opportunities that you're not getting in America, and you won't get in America. In my opinion, not in this lifetime. Not in this lifetime. I read somewhere they said, we gave you a black president, what else you want? Okay, whatever. But anyway, do your research. Let's come together. Come together and be intentional. We need to be more proactive and stop being so reactive. It's good to pray. It's good to read scripture. It's good to share quotes. But faith without works is dead. So miss me with all that if you're not doing something intentional in your life. You don't have to make a big statement about it. Your actions speak louder than your words. And here I go with the quotes. But anyway, it's going to be a sunny day here. Sun has been behind the clouds for the past 2 weeks, so I got to lather on some sunscreen. Because even though I'm not over there, I am still having reactions to what's going on. Last administration is when my vitiligo spots popped up, but now, here. Not gonna tear me down. Not gonna tear me down. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. I'm going to be getting out more in March. I've been low-key this month. As you can tell, I look like a homeless person about the face with this beard. But I just felt like I just need to lay low for a little while, because with the whole tensions between the U.S. and South Africa, I'm just like, let me just chill and just keep it in the house for a little while. But the reactions that I'm receiving, especially with people in this area, they know better. They know better. They they know what's going on. They know what's up. Thanks for listening to the rant, and I'll catch you next week. Peace.